Hi, I'm Jordan Rubin, and welcome to Ancient Medicine Today, brought to you by drax.com. Today we're going to talk about a topic that I actually believe is controversial, but so many people are interested in lowering cholesterol. Folks, I have to say this, that I had a little arm twisting to even do this program. Why? Because we do not believe that elevated total cholesterol levels are an indicator of heart disease risk. I believe is a myth. However, I do believe that HDL, high density lipoprotein, which has been deemed good cholesterol, is very beneficial in the body, and you want to have a good ratio between HDL and LDL. I got to tell you a little secret. I already had a decent cholesterol level, and one time for an experiment, I went on a diet that was loaded with cholesterol, loaded with saturated fat. I'm talking loaded, sticks of butter a day, etc. My cholesterol level, my total went down, and my HDL went up about 40%. And I consumed 12 eggs a day, sticks of butter. Now, we're not going to talk about that today, but I will say this, folks. I believe so many people are on statin drugs unnecessarily. I believe it can cause side effects with your musculature. I believe it can cause side effects with energy, libido, sexual function, particularly testosterone production in men. I've seen men who've had a heart attack that are on cholesterol meds post-heart attack, and their total levels are in the low 90s. It's unbelievable. I really believe you're being robbed of a lot of your manhood and womanhood, because cholesterol is a building block of hormones, and we want those building blocks. So for those of you who have elevated cholesterol, and often it is hereditary. My wife has high total cholesterol, but off the charts high HDL. It's genetic. Her mom does, and probably her grandmother or grandfather did. But here's the deal. That doesn't mean she's unhealthy. In fact, high HDL is one of the best things you can have in your system. And let me say it before I get started. Dietary cholesterol does not raise cholesterol. They've proven now, after the stupid egg white craze of the 90s and 2000s, that egg yolks don't cause high cholesterol. In fact, they're really good for you in so many ways. And the modern versions of the caveman or paleo diet or low carb diet or ketogenic diet are proving it. So after all that, let me get off my soapbox and say, if you're dealing with high cholesterol levels that your doctors told you to improve, including low HDL and high LDL, I have a treat for you, because we're going to share with you the top 10 the top 12 cholesterol lowering foods right now on Ancient Medicine Today. And as always, if you love this information, make sure to click that like button. And more importantly, we need you to get this message out. Tens of millions of people are on cholesterol medications, many unnecessarily. So many people are at risk of heart disease. In fact, a good friend of mine had a grandfather who was perfectly healthy in his mid-70s and died overnight someday last week. It was just devastating. And I'm not suggesting that high cholesterol is a risk, but what I am saying is these heart-healthy foods can lower your cholesterol and do so much more. Let's get started. Number one, vegetables. Fiber helps to soak up certain fats in the diet, and the antioxidants in colored vegetables, like you see on the screen, are amazing. There's tomatoes, there's cucumbers, there's peppers we see on the screen. Green foods are amazing. You even see an avocado peeking out, which is technically a fruit. Avocado is awesome for you, and the monounsaturated fats are universally accepted now to help with high cholesterol, as is the vitamin E and potassium. So number one, eat more vegetables. Sprouts are great. Fermented veggies are amazing because the probiotics help lower cholesterol and, more importantly, bring you into balance. Number two, the second top cholesterol lowering food would be nuts. You might think I'm nuts for suggesting a fat to lower cholesterol, but now we know, again, that monounsaturated fats, which you'll see almonds, you might not recognize those almonds because they're in a shell. Most of us don't even know what to do with that anymore. There are hazelnuts. We used to call that filberts when I was a kid. I'm not sure why. Both of those are high in monounsaturated fats and fiber, as are macadamia nuts. I believe if you just eat a handful of almonds a day, you are going to help your cholesterol levels. Again, good fats, fiber, and almonds have antioxidants, especially if they're not blanched or the skin's not removed. Number three, the third top cholesterol lowering food or foods would be chia and flax. I'm going to make a guarantee here. If you will consume 3 tablespoons a day of either whole chia, ground chia, or ground flaxseed, 3 tablespoons a day, and you can even do it twice a day, I guarantee in 6 weeks you'll have a better cholesterol profile. Why? Because chia and flax have good fats, ALA, or a form of omega-3, antioxidants. Chia is actually a great source of anthocyanins, the same antioxidant you'll find in blueberries, and fiber. Chia and flax are loaded with fiber, high 20% of their weight. So if you do 3 tablespoons a day, let me do a little math, you're going to get 3 to 4 grams of fiber. So make sure to get flax and chia, use it in smoothies, recipes, use a superfood powder that has them. They are amazing for cholesterol, for the gut, so many other things. Number 4, olive oil. I recommend olive oil, again, as a source of monounsaturated fats as well as antioxidants. Look for the purest, let me rephrase that, the most unrefined extra virgin olive oil. You want one that smells and tastes like olives. Olive polyphenols, including the water-soluble, which is a little bit in there, and the fat-soluble antioxidants are amazing. I do not recommend cooking with olive oil. Put it on or in food because these antioxidants can be delicate and they can be unstable. So make sure when you consume olive oil to take advantage of the fats, the omega-9, the oleic monounsaturated, and the polyphenolic antioxidants. Consume it on food, warm or room temperature. Olive oil is awesome. Everybody believes it. The star of the Mediterranean diet. Folks, here's the cool thing. We're going to go over 12 cholesterol-lowering foods today here on Ancient Medicine Today, and we're here each weekday at 10:30 Central Time, brought to you by drax.com. There's an expanded article and information. In fact, there's nearly 2,000 articles on drax.com, so if you want more information, make sure to log on. And if you like this information, click like. Tell us you like us. Also, share this information with those that need it. I guarantee you, tens of millions of people, especially those that are older, that are super scared of cholesterol, will want to hear this information. Number 5, avocados. One of my favorite foods on the planet. I really think an avocado a day keeps the doctor away. It also helps lower cholesterol with its fiber, monounsaturated fats, and vitamin E, which is an antioxidant. Bingo! You got the 3. Good fat, fiber, and antioxidants. Remember that. 2 out of 3 ain't bad, but 3 out of 3 is great. Eat avocados and guacamole as pictured here. I love them in salad. I love them in smoothies. You can even make an avocado chocolate pudding. Guess where you learn about that? On the Dr. Axe Facebook page, YouTube channel, or drax.com. Number 6, salmon. Salmon doesn't have fiber, and animal foods don't, but salmon contains a powerful antioxidant known as astaxanthin. It's what makes wild salmon red or pink or orange, and it has omega-3 fatty acids, DHA and EPA, which help reduce inflammation. The reason cholesterol can be an issue for your heart is that certain forms of cholesterol can become oxidized or rancid in your system and cause your capillaries to have issues. But I believe that cholesterol is not the culprit. Blaming cholesterol on a heart attack or heart disease or blockages in your arteries is kind of like blaming the fireman for the fire. I think the cholesterol is there to plug the holes. The holes are there because the diet and environment of the person has allowed fragility and dryness, let's just call it that, in the artery. So that's the deal. But salmon can help with good sources of fats and antioxidants, as well as vitamin D and protein. Number 7, gluten-free whole grains. I'm a big fan, if you do eat grains, of heirloom grains. Quinoa, amaranth, millet, buckwheat, dark rice, black or purple, loaded with antioxidants. I like darker red quinoa. Again, antioxidants, fiber, a little bit of fat. There's a great little grain called quinoa, which I like, but gluten-free whole grains, and we know that gluten-free oats, particularly if it's whole oats, can lower cholesterol due to soluble fiber. I'm not a big fan of oats in great consumption, but if you do make oatmeal, make sure to put some fat in it. I'm talking about coconut oil, butter, etc. You want to make sure to slow the absorption of those carbohydrates. You've already got fiber, adding fat will help. Number 8, and this is a huge benefit to cholesterol, green tea. Strong green tea Jasmine, matcha, sencha, whatever green tea you want, as long as it's organic, is a great source of polyphenols. And these polyphenols not only lower cholesterol, but they help protect your arteries and the cholesterol you have from oxidation. In Japan or China, people consume on average 10 strong cups of green tea a day. Green tea is good for so many things, especially cholesterol. I'm Jordan Rubin here on Ancient Medicine Today, brought to you by drax.com. We are here every weekday, 10:30 a.m. Central Time, and we're here for you. If you like this information, click the like button. And if you know anyone who's watching their cholesterol, how do you watch your cholesterol anyway? It's weird. People go around, what's your number? What's your number? It's ridiculous. But if you're someone who watches, and you know someone who does, maybe it's your mom, your grandmother, your cousin, your aunt, your uncle, send this information. Click that share button because millions of people have an opportunity to be free from the bondage of high cholesterol and even medications. Number 9, beans and legumes. Beans and legumes are great sources of fiber. Some are better than others. Not a big fan of soy, but the darker colored beans. Lentils are amazing. Mung beans are even more amazing. Mung beans, which are usually green, they are anti-inflammatory and high in fiber. Lentils are very easy to digest. Black beans are good, and there's a bean that's popular in Asia called adzuki bean. Sounds a little weird, but it's really good for you. Beans and their fiber do help lower cholesterol, but too many beans can also hinder absorption because they have something called lectins, which can bind to cells in your body. So I recommend, again, lentils, and find some dark colored lentils. Split peas would fall into this category, in my opinion, because it's a legume. Cashews are legumes. You can eat those in moderation. Peanuts are legumes, which I don't tell everyone to consume, but they can be good if they're organic. And then mung beans, adzuki beans, and you know what's even better? Bean sprouts. Garbanzos aren't bad either, but sprouted beans are really, really good. Number 10, the 10th cholesterol-lowering food, turmeric. Remember, it's oxidized cholesterol that's the issue. Turmeric is an antioxidant with its curcumin. Turmeric is powerful to protect the body's cells and the heart. So if you've got elevated cholesterol levels, particularly elevated LDL and low HDL, consume turmeric in spices and food. Consume it as an extract in supplements, a tea. Make golden milk, which you can take some fresh or dried turmeric root. Boil it in almond, coconut, or even grass-fed dairy milk. Strain the turmeric out and have an awesome drink. Add a little more spice to it, such as cinnamon, little honey. It is awesome, and it's what they do in the eastern parts of the world. Or take a turmeric essential oil or CO2. Turmeric's the bomb. You need it every day, and it's great for cholesterol issues. Number 11, garlic. Garlic, with its various compounds, their sulfur compounds, is great for cholesterol. Eat it cooked. You can eat it raw. Just avoid people for a few days. Garlic is really, really good. There are some fermented or aged garlic capsules that have been shown to protect the body and reduce cholesterol levels, particularly LDL, and reduce oxidation. So garlic is amazing. You can also make a garlic tea. It's great for your immune system as well, and it's antifungal. And here's a pretty interesting theory. Statin drugs, which are prescribed for cholesterol levels that are elevated, are antifungal. They're sort of made from soil-based organisms, actually. Garlic is antifungal, so are statin drugs. So there are people that believe that elevated cholesterol levels or the issues they cause are really an underlying fungal invasion. Ponder that for a moment. The 12th cholesterol-lowering food, sweet potatoes. Why? Sweet potatoes are loaded with antioxidants, including beta-carotene, and sweet potatoes are a good source of fiber. Sweet potatoes are very nutritious, a little high in starch, so what I'd recommend is consume sweet potato with fat. Fat always helps the antioxidants increase in your body and their bioavailability, and who would ever want sweet potato without butter? That's right. You need to consume sweet potatoes with butter. It helps to bring out the antioxidants. You can use ghee as well. You can use coconut oil, or you can use coconut, what they would call butter, which is sort of creamed coconut. Really, really yummy. Folks, if you're dealing with high cholesterol, low HDL, high LDL, or you know someone who does, whether they're on statin drugs or not, these 12 foods can lower your cholesterol. And remember, I don't believe high cholesterol causes heart disease, but Oxidized cholesterol does cause damage. Let's go over these right now. Vegetables, many colors, good fiber, consume them often. Nuts, particularly almonds, are a great source of omega-9 fatty acids and fiber. Chia and flaxseed, 3 tablespoons a day, I guarantee your cholesterol will go away or at least get lowered. Olive oil, look for extra virgin, particularly the tasty, aromatic, high antioxidant olive oil. Use it on food, not for cooking. Avocados are a great source of omega-9 fats, fiber, and minerals as well as vitamin E. Salmon, great source of antioxidants and protein and good omega-3 fats. Make sure to look for wild caught. You can do canned, you can do frozen, you can do fresh, you can do sashimi. Just do it. Salmon's good for you. Gluten-free whole grains. We talked about dark colored grains that are heirloom variety, quinoa, amaranth, millet, kaniwa, purple or black rice. Those are going to be the best. And if you're someone who loves oats, occasionally doing an organic slow cooked oat or groat, which is the grain that becomes an oat when you flake it, do that. Make sure to put some fat in there. Maybe a little spice such as cinnamon will make the whole thing better. Green tea is absolutely amazing as a source of polyphenols. I say drink 3 cups a day of strong green tea. That'll be really, really great for you. Beans and legumes are wonderful. We talked about the colored beans and legumes, such as colored lentils, split peas, mung beans, and adzuki beans. Turmeric just absolutely rocks. I recommend consuming it every day. Ratchet up your spices. The antioxidants in turmeric help reduce oxidation in the body. Garlic is great because it's antifungal and it has cholesterol-lowering properties. And last but not least, sweet potatoes. Add some fat to it, antioxidants and fiber. These 12 foods, folks, will help you lower your cholesterol in as little as 3 weeks. You want to avoid processed sugar because that's a big no-no in cholesterol and triglyceride levels, but this is going to help you out not just in your heart, but in your gut, so many other ways. I'm Jordan Rubin for Ancient Medicine Today, brought to you by drax.com. For more information on how to lower cholesterol with great recipes to use these 12 foods, visit drax.com or the Dr. Axe Facebook page or the YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe, like us, and most importantly, share this message. We are here each weekday, 10:30 a.m. Central Time, to help you transform your health one bite at a time, because we believe that food is medicine.